Hey friends, today I am sharing the books that I would literally save in a fire. Like, grab them off the shelves when flames are rising kind of love. And then I'm calling out the books that I keep recommending that no one is reading. And I just have to say, I'm offended. So let's not waste any time and get into it. Before I hop right into it, I'm just going to say I chose one book for each main type of genre that I like to read. So, starting off with the classics. First off is Beloved by Toni Morrison. This is, oh my gosh, probably one of my favorite books that I have ever read in my life. As you all know, I went to school for English, and this is a book that I read in one of my classes. It's been years at this point, and I think about this book all the time. Oh my gosh. This book changed my life. Why? The literary brilliance of that woman, the emotional weight. It is unforgettable. Beloved is a classic novel set in the period after the American Civil War. This story is a narrative about a dysfunctional family who used to be enslaved. They moved down to Cincinnati, and their home is sort of haunted by a spirit from their past. So there is a little bit of like chilling, creepy elements to this book, which a lot of people don't expect for classics. They think that it's all boring, all narrative, put you to sleep kind of books. But Beloved is, I just can't even describe how amazing the writing is in that book. If you have not read it, you are depriving yourself of a wonderful, life-changing story. Next, for a lifestyle genre type of book, which I don't read too often, but I do enjoy when I find a good one, is Women Don't Owe You Pretty by Florence Given. This book is empowering, it's bold, and it's visually stunning. If I'm not wrong, I'm pretty sure all of the animations throughout the book is written by the author, which is also just a cool element to it. Women Don't Owe You Pretty is a book by a British activist and illustrator, Florence Given, and she talks about feminism and what it is to be a woman. It's about relationships, body image, and self-esteem. The author is spunky and confident, and it flows through her writing. I read this when I was about 19, and it just changed the way that I looked at myself and really just made me more confident in who I am. It's one that's always stuck in my head because it changed my outlook so much. So I definitely recommend this. Please read this in your 20s. The next and final book that I would save in a fire is romance. I will say it's really hard for me to find a romance book that I just feel in my soul. I love to read romance for the hobby, for the fun, and just the sake of it, for the entertainment. But there have been very few that I come across when I'm reading that actually just strike me. With that being said, the book that I chose is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. This book is emotional, glamorous, addicting. Not to mention, the protagonist is just an iconic character. I am dying for a movie. This novel tells the story of an old Hollywood star who gets older, and she decides to open up to a young journalist and tell the story about her life and relationships and all 7 marriages that she had. Okay, now that I have risked flames for these books, let me talk about the ones that I keep screaming about that no one seems to pick up. Number 1, for the love of God, put down the thrillers that are trending on Book Talk and your Instagram Explore page that are predictable, corny, and horribly written. Please, there are great ones that you guys are missing out on. So first, for a thriller, books that I'm screaming about and no one's listening, we have Dark Places by Gillian Flynn, the iconic Gillian Flynn. She also wrote Gone Girl, which I've read Gone Girl. I liked it. I loved it, actually. But when I read Dark Places, It is grittier than Gone Girl. It's just as twisted, and it is way underrated. Dark Places is Gone Girl's scarier, messier sister. So Dark Places is about a serial killer in rural Mississippi. It's like Southern America. People are living in intense poverty. It's following the narrator. Her name is Libby Day, and she is the sole survivor of one of the attacks in the town. She's totally haunted by this claim that her brother Ben was the killer. So pretty much she comes back to the town and reveals more of the story, and it is so good. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Just talking about it really gets me going. The next genre that I really like to read is fantasy, and I'm so sorry to let you guys down, but very similar to my deal with romance, I love to read fantasy for entertainment, but there have been very few fantasy books that have just struck me to my soul. With that being said, I did end up choosing more of a fiction dystopian story rather than like fae fantasy, which I do enjoy reading. This book recommendation is I Who Have Never Known Men. You might have seen this come up on a For You page every once in a while, but I decided to pick it up one day and I loved it. It's haunting and it will just leave you thinking about it for days. I Who Have Never Known Men is a post-apocalyptic narrative that's told from the perspective of a young woman who has spent her entire life in an underground bunker sort of deal. She's stuck in there with other women, which she is the youngest and the only one who has never lived outside of the bunker. The narrator is witty, captivating, and it's honestly so impressive for an author to be able to put themselves in the place of the protagonist. And last but not least, I didn't categorize this into a specific genre that I always read from. This is a book that I read in one of my classes back in college. I will even say I didn't really enjoy it when I first started reading it, but it is a book that has truly stuck with me and I stay recommending it to people. It's truly going to rock your world if you read it. This book is Slaughterhouse-Five by Kurt Vonnegut. This book is confusing, chaotic, time-bending, and somehow exactly what your brain wants. If you like a book that breaks your grip on reality a little, then please just read it. Slaughterhouse-Five follows Billy Pilgrim's narrative following the Dresden bombing in World War II. He experiences mental illness, specifically PTSD, which wasn't a thing really back then, and this is his special way of capturing what that experience is like for him. It's insane. There are sci-fi elements to this book, so I definitely recommend it to anyone that likes something trippy and mind-bending. So these are my precious babies and the most scream into the void recommendations that I have. If you've read any of these, let me know down in the comments. Tell me about the books that no one listens to you when you recommend them either. Let's just vent together in the comments. Thank you guys for joining me today. Go ahead and like and subscribe. What book would you risk your life for? Let me know.